Many iconic things come from within Kingdom Hearts, one of which being the Keyblade, the MacGuffin of this universe. Starting all the way from the very first game, we've had the Kingdom Key by our side, finding anything and everything in our way. But with how long this series has been going on, we still don't know much about this mythical weapon. Guess that's up to me, huh? Originally, I was going to have two segments of this video, the history of how the Keyblade came to be from a design standpoint, and the actual lore of what we know so far. However, there's actually just kind of little info that I don't think I want to make a segment, as it'll only last about 2 minutes. So let me get this out of the way first. Sora was designed to be this beast-like creature with a chainsaw-like weapon. When asked why the Keyblade, Nomura said that he wanted to go with using a key to free and take back hearts, and originally the Kingdom Key was going to be in orange and black. That's pretty much it. I could add in some facts about Keyblades from interviews, but honestly, I feel like that would only bloat this video, as cool as it would be to add in those facts. So let's just move straight into the lore of Keyblades, starting all the way back in the land of fairy tales. Before that though, only about 4% of people watching my videos are subscribed, so if you love Kingdom Hearts as much as I do, then why not subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when the video goes live? It's free, helps my channel grow, and you'll get more of what you love. Long before the first game, the Keyblade existed alongside Kingdom Hearts. While we don't know the full lore of how these were created, we do know one thing: there are as many Keyblades as there are those who are qualified to wield them. The one true Keyblade, which, yes, I will be calling it Keyblade for the sake of those just listening in, it's, well, the one true Keyblade. Every other one we see is an imitation of it. Since even the Master's Youth, the Keyblade existed as a counterpart to Kingdom Hearts. They have existed alongside each other since the beginning of time as we know it. However, at some point while the Master of Masters was still young, it had split up in 20 pieces. 13 of Dark, 7 of Light. We don't know how it broke, but we do know that Mom was studying the Keyblade before it split into pieces. The first known Keyblades were made by the Master of Masters, forging them out of the heart of his apprentices, one being the no-name Keyblade given to Luxu.
Oh, what then? Actually, no name. No name.
The Master doesn't actually forge them like a blacksmith, but we can see that he can call upon others' Keyblades. On some of the Keyblades, you may find a lone eye somewhere on the blade, usually near the teeth. This is the gazing eye. The reason some of these blades have badass eyes like these is because this is the Master's eye. He forged these in certain blades so he can see into the future and continue to write within the Book of Prophecies, which can be its own video. The reason it's on more than one Keyblade is more than likely to get more points of views at the same time. During this time, the Unions were collecting light from different parts of the world. However, it soon turned into a competition where most of those got corrupted, turning simple kids into these dark creatures and eventually causing a war where only one involved survived. This is where the Keyblade graveyard comes from. Every Keyblade we see there is a reminder that those were once kids who had dreams of protecting the worlds from darkness, who had all turned on each other because of greed. Now, they're dead. I love Kingdom Hearts. During the events of Birth by Sleep, both Terra and Aqua arrive on Destiny Islands, with Terra arriving first. Sensing the bond between the two boys, Terra bequeathed the ability to wield a Keyblade to a young Riku, which basically unlocked the potential to wield it, as Terra could tell he had the qualifications to use it. Aqua was going to do that with Sora, however, due to the ongoing friction with her friend group, she decided against having more than one Keyblade wielder as to not break up their friendship. Yet, back in Radiant Garden, she meets a young Kairi who touches her weapon, allowing Kairi the ability to use a Keyblade accidentally. Let's talk about the Keyblade Inheritance Ceremony. It's how most of the modern Keyblade wielders came to be. This, as I said, basically allows someone the potential to use a Keyblade, but even still, a Keyblade needs to choose a person afterwards. For this to apply to anyone, all they must do is touch a Keyblade owned by a Keyblade Master, or one that's on the level of a Master. So yeah, all you have to do is touch a Keyblade Master's key to use it, but afterwards, you need to wait for yours to reach out to you. Most of the Guardians of Light were able to get their own Keyblade this way. The one we don't have an outright answer for is Lee, or Axel if you want to call him, because it's such a cooler name. During a portion of Dream Drop, he was training under Yen Sid to learn to wield a Keyblade before it came to him at the end of the game, meaning that Yen Sid was the one to inherit a Keyblade to Lee. This is because Yen Sid is a retired Keyblade Master. During the events of 0.2 and Kingdom Hearts 1, Micah the Gopher was in search for a Keyblade from the Realm of Darkness. finding the Kingdom Key D, showing that Keyblades exist in both realms. For one to be able to wield a Keyblade though, you need to have a strong heart, plus some other applications that aren't really well known to us. The Kingdom Key, one of the Keyblades that is a part of the original Keyblade design, was Riku's. During the night of Destiny Islands that fell to darkness, Riku and Sora was surrounded by darkness. This was Riku's darkness. However, the light that shone through during this was also Riku's light. Sora touching it was granted temporary use of the Keyblade. Spoken like a true Kingdom Hearts story, I swear. At this point, most of the history about Keyblades was lost given that every wielder from the past had their lives taken in the war. So everyone believed that there was only one Keyblade wielder. As Sora fights his way to the castle, we learn that really isn't the case at all. Once Sora loses the Kingdom Key, he made a revolution of the generic shonen/Disney protagonist of fighting because his friends give him his power. In the end, the Kingdom Key also really loves shonen and Disney, so it chooses Sora as its master so they can go watch the Aristocats versus One Piece later. Riku was able to forge his own Keyblade with the Heart of the Princesses, and Mickey had the Kingdom Key D to help lock the door to Kingdom Hearts from both sides. If you're able to wield a Keyblade, then you should also be able to see locks in areas of every world that are normally invisible to everyone else. These locks hide the world's heart. The Keyblades are, as the name implies, both blades and keys. They can be used as blunt objects or a way to cut things down. A bit late into the video, but I think it's time we talk about the title, Master. Even during the beginning of the timeline, we know that we've had the Master of Masters as well as the Foretellers, who were the leaders of the unions featured in Union Cross. A Keyblade Master is the best of the best. Usually there's a test from a previous master that's given to the pupil to test their abilities to see if they're worthy of the title Master. And even then, if you don't earn the title, you could still be on the skill level of a Master, as is with Terra from Birth by Sleep. Keyblade can also lock and unlock anything with a keyhole in existence. You can see this when they open chests or the random puzzles of keyholes that just unlock some random area. Though sometimes the characters aren't that smart and they just kind of... Hey! Hello! Anybody out there? Yeah. Originally you might think since that these weapons are obviously magical, they are what caused magic to come from some users, but no. In Kingdom Hearts 1, when Riku takes away the Keyblade, we can still use magic to take out the Heartless. Not to mention, there are mages and wizards who don't use Keyblades to fight, like Donald. Speaking of Heartless, there are enemies found within the games of Kingdom Hearts that can hold captured hearts. Keyblades can release those hearts and they can return to the original person who lost it to darkness, though sometimes you'll have to defeat their nobody in order for them to return whole again. Keyblades can also transform into anything the heart desires. Terra, Ventus, and Aqua all have theirs change into vehicles to fly to other worlds in Birth by Sleep, or change into weapons, such as the huge blaster we see during the Lingering Will fight, or the gun Sora uses with some of the Keyblades he uses in Kingdom Hearts 3. Also, you can summon things like theme park rides that you can only find at remote Disney attractions near you! We learned in Kingdom Hearts 1 that there are characters who know more about the Keyblade. King Triton brings up how it brings ruin, yet...
Stay back! Strength of heart will carry you through the hardest of trials. You're home!
We see Sora and the other warriors like save people against ruin. While he was most likely talking about the Keyblade War, this, along with who we see wielding one of these things, shows that the Keyblade is a weapon of either light or dark. It really just all depends on the user. Anyone with a Keyblade can switch the looks and properties with a simple swap of the keychain. While I don't know how it works, I feel like it comes from when the heart wants it to change. I say this because the Master of Masters was again able to forge Keyblades from hearts. Riku was able to gain a new car key over his fire one that broke, and while this goes unanswered, Yen Sid most likely forged a new chain from within his heart. Yen Sid is a retired Keyblade master, so it's not really unreasonable to think this. I could be wrong about this next part, shocker, I know. Keyblade wielders can use a technique called the Power of Waking, aka the power of what the plot demands. Nah, I'm just kidding. The Power of Waking is when a wielder goes within the heart of a world or a person and wakes it from its deep slumber. Sora abuses this power to save his friends at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, which is why he... yeah. One last thing I'd like to mention is the ability known as Sync Blade. There are only two known users of this ability, Roxas and Sora. This power allows the wielder to dual wield two Keyblades at once. However, it's nearly impossible to learn this ability unless you're a main character and you have an extra heart that already has the power to wield a Keyblade inside you. Though, because Roxas was able to use this ability before returning to Sora, it's technically possible for him to use it outside of the dry forms. Though when Roxas has dual Keyblades, he uses Oathkeeper and Oblivion, which is basically a reminder of his old self, as Kairi is like Oathkeeper and Riku is Oblivion, and also because light and dark make Twilight. Though technically he should be able to dual wield throughout the game of 358, he's only able to do so after he beats Xion. Xion was robbing him of his own powers, and this was more than likely the reason why he wasn't able to until after she was defeated. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora loses Roxas, Xion, and Ventus, who were resting within him. So the question is, why is he still able to dual wield? We don't have an answer for this, but I do have two theories. One, his heart is able to remember despite him losing all his power within Dream Drop. We do see in Remind that Sora was in control of Roxas during a portion of the battle. This is how he could have reawakened it. Or two, during the end portion, Ephemer from the time of Fairy Tales helps him defeat his kin Xehanort. At this point, he could have just hopped into Sora for safety. And there you have it. I'm sure there are some things I'm missing out here, as while we don't know a lot about Keyblades, there are also a lot we do know. Although, did you know that if you subscribe right now, you'll get this cool subscribe Keyblade that I didn't just Photoshop? You just gotta subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I upload, and you can call upon it. Not a scam, I promise. While you're at it, why not join my members to become part of the union for as low as $1, where you can get access to exclusive perks such as emotes, videos early, and members-only live streams. It helps motivate me a ton if you lend this old guy some money. Only if you can, though. I really don't want to put yourself into debt for me. Just don't. If you can't, just don't. I also have a Twitter, Blue Sky, and even a Twitch where I stream on Mondays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. EST, so drop by if you want to sometime. With that said and done, happy over 1,000 days of no Kingdom Hearts news. May your heart be your guiding key.